they send the stuff back with red ink on it, and or actually they phone me and give me hell. I've gotten to know the editors that buy my stuff and the editors that don't. And I don't send stuff out unless I've got a reasonable idea that they might even read it and even buy it. So Joe McAllister for Rogers Publishing has been great. He buys most of my stuff, but unfortunately he was promoted in December, so David, his replacement, was not so kind. And it's amazing, people that buy your stuff. I just today sold a story to the Jewish Historical Society of Edmonton and Northern Alberta, and they paid well. I mean, it was amazing to me. Rogers Publishing does pay well. Some local people, not so well. You learn. And local, like T.J. Wallace at Armstrong, north of 50, has been a great promoter of my stuff, and now she not only covers the Okanagan with her newspaper, but she covers the Thompson-Nicola area. So, and I sell reprints. I mean, once you write a story, then you Murphy Shuchuk of Merritt told me this, you recycle it. And who's to know? I tell them it's a reprint, but I mean, that's the way it goes. I mean, stories take a lot of work. It takes me 2 or 3 weeks to write a good story. And then you have to trash a few because they just don't measure up. I have to warn people about contests. Some of these contests, they charge $40, you know, and you never hear from them. They're usually run by universities. And I had an unfortunate adventure, as Robert says, with Winnipeg. I said $40, and I thought it was a pretty good story. And I found there were 400 stories, and the rewards were handsome, a fair amount of money. That mustn't take too long. And I found that of the 12 people who won in each category, first, second, and third, 10 were from Winnipeg. And one was from Dauphin, and one was from North Dakota. I mean, what's going on here? So I contacted the fellow at BC Book World, and he said, "What do you expect?" Anyway. And the other thing is, the big publishing houses only work through agents, but you can't get an agent. So I have Raincoast Publishing, like my manuscript, and Penguin, but they say unless you have an agent, you can't sell it. They won't even look at it. They liked 1 or 2 stories, but they weren't interested unless I had an agent. So I go my own way. There's Caitlin Press in the West, and they've been very good in Harbor and Thistledown, to name a few of the people who are interested. Beware of fraudulent editors, especially New York group, and They always want money up front, but they never promise, but they never deal with you in the correct, honest manner. Alan Twigg, I just remember, is the name of the guy that runs BC Book World, and he's a very astute guy. Anyway, I spent my life in rural Canada and rural Alabama, and I delivered, most of my life was spent delivering babies, so I wrote a poem to motherhood and nursing mothers.